everybody. I am Mario Martinez, and those of you who know me, I am the founder of biocognition, Mindbody, studied in cultural context. And you notice that I said I am Mario Martinez, and I didn't say this is Mario Martinez because this is for an object, for a chair or a car, and a person is I am. And the reason I'm saying this is a lot of confusion about this the self and selfhood and about people not really knowing who they are or being cautious about how they want to be called and playing around with pronouns that were created since the beginning of language to clarify things with people so you can tell the difference between an object and a subject. So I am Mario Martinez. I'm not, this is Mario Martinez. So I'm going to be talking about uh, my expertise in how cultural beliefs are affected by the collective consciousness that we bring in, and how it's so difficult to get away from thoughts of people who have hurt us, who have a lot of power over us, and yet it's so difficult to accept the good things that people tell us who love us. So that has to do with I'm drinking Ceylon Earl Grey tea after lunch. It's one of my rituals. So this will have to do with personal truth and cultural truth. And this will explain why it is so difficult to break away from negativity and so difficult to accept the goodness of people who love us. Imagine that you're on an island and you are, by standards, you're short and you're fat, but you live by yourself, so you don't know you're short and you're fat. You know that's you. This is me. And you have no problems with being short and being overweight. But yet, the island gets populated and it begins to get populated by people who are taller and thinner than you. And then, since they're taller and thinner, they create a reality, that's culture, of what goodness is, what beauty is, what ethics is, based on the collective beliefs, which is the cultural truth. And then in that cultural truth, now you're fat and short, but before you weren't, you're fat and short now. And not only are you aware that you're fat and short, but it's something that is not acceptable. That to be in the aesthetics and all the other collective beliefs of the cultural truth, you have to do something about yourself. Either lose some weight, or if you can't grow, then that's about it. So that's how that works. Your personal truth is your pristine reality of who you are. But since you don't grow up in a vacuum, you don't grow up on an island, then you gradually begin to pick up the cultural truth rather than your own. And you begin to then assume that that's what the reality is. And then you begin to question who you are, how you look, and you begin to also wish that you were like the truth that is being given to you, even though it may not be a truth that you want. So look at how this works now, getting back to the subject of so difficult to let go of our demons when people put us down, when people say negative things about us that they haunt us for life. And why is it so difficult when someone said, no, you're a good person. I love you. I think you're wonderful. It doesn't sink in. And the reason has to go back to your personal truth and your cultural truth. So if someone puts you down, the reason that it sticks so strongly is because a part of you believes that, coming from the cultural truth, which says, yeah, I'm fat and I'm short. That's right. And they don't like that. So therefore, there's something wrong with me being fat and short, or tall and thin. It doesn't matter. So for someone to be able to put you down and for that to have an impact, a part of you has to believe that. That's why it's so difficult to let it go, because it's confirming something that you believe, but not based on your personal truth, but based on the cultural truth. Now, the other side, when someone says, I love you, you're wonderful, because the cultural truth says, no, I'm not worthy of being loved. Therefore, you can't accept what you don't believe. But these are both beliefs from the cultural truth, not from your personal truth. So it's very important to understand that, because it's counterintuitive to try to do it in a logical way and say, well, look, you're wonderful. Don't believe. That's an intellectual process. What matters here and what's really going on is that you're believing a cultural truth that was hegemonized, that was imposed on you, that says this is who you are. So what can we do about it? Well, I'm going to be doing a course that in my love is I'm the student of joy, and joy has to be taught. We're not born with joy. Children are not born joyfully. They're born with the possibility of being happy or sad. And when they laugh and when they cry, it's not joy, or it's unhappiness or happiness. Joy is an evolved emotion developed through the individuation of self. So one example of what I'm going to be talking about in a lot of my work, you can go to my website and see some of the work that I'm doing, a lot of training, a lot of different things. The one that I'm doing is Attractors of Joy. And that is to show you how to really identify the personal truth before you can try to buy into the cultural truth that you've been buying for years, and you haven't been able to understand why it is that you can't get away and break it. And it's not behavior modification. That doesn't work. That's for rats. What needs to change is the personal truth, looking at the cultural truth and coming to an agreement of who you are. And once you come to an agreement of who you are, you begin to look for evidence of who you are, not who you were told. And that personal truth then becomes your guide. And the demons go away because it can no longer shake up something that you believe that is you. So if the demons come and say, you're short and fat, you can say, it's my choice. You're tall and ugly. That's your choice. So it has to do with what you buy. And it doesn't mean that if you're overweight, you shouldn't do anything about it, but only if you want to do something about it for your health or for whatever reason, but never to be accepted by others, because that's what teenagers do. In order to be accepted, they'll do anything, a nose ring or whatever it is, that just to be accepted. And the teenagers are the ones who think that they're so individualist that they're all individualists in the same way. So just a short expression of what I think needs to happen here. Go to my website, biocognitiveculture.com. Quite a bit of free stuff there. There's not just to sell you something. Yes, I'm trying to sell you an idea, but I have a lot of free stuff that you can read, and videos and all kinds of things. But if you want to be serious about it, then take the courses that I'm teaching. So whether you're short and fat, thin and tall, or whatever, find your personal truth, accept it, celebrate it, and the hell with everybody else. So that's what I have to say. Enjoy, and I'm going back to my tea now. Have a good day.